So technologies and artificial intelligence has been changing incredibly over these years, and it can even help us manage our money and do the wealth management work. So sometimes all of us may wonder that whether these things may dominate our life and artificial intelligence change our life eventually and undoubtedly, right? But actually, for a successful company as Wealthfront, it also has doubts like this. Whether it's successful automated trading strategy and also wealth management products can dominate the industry forever. So today, my name is Charles, together with Derek, Sandra, and Beta. We're from Team Tsinghua University. We're going to answer you these questions and also find new ways for Wealthfront to discover its potential and also to find new business drivers and to unleash its potentials. So first of all, we're going to walk you through our agenda for today. So first of all, we're going to take you through the overview for robo-investment industry to discover the key success factors and also to identify the trends in the future. And second of all, we would like to walk you through the status quo for Wealthfront to identify its strength and also weaknesses, drawbacks, to see where it can still improve. And third, we're going to walk you through our key strategies, and eventually we're going to do an implementation and a wrap-up, and also risk and mitigation analysis. Okay, so first of all, before we dive straight into our industry analysis, I'd like to walk you through our strategy. So what we're going to do today is two-step strategy. The first one is about defend. So first of all, we want to defend our existing territory to retain our customers, to build a wealth community, which is a vertical community that can connect the investors with the program or product developers and also the registered investment advisories. So this platform bears the responsibility of educating the investors and also to let them share their investment ideas together. And we can also offer the mock and trial investment products to make you feel the cutting edge technology and maybe eventually try our products. So this is a defending strategy. And second of all, we want to provide an idea that today we think the most urgent, important segment of our customers is not another segment of the individual investors, but we think is the small and medium business customers. This is a very bold move. So the idea or the rationale here is that we think small and medium business customers are brave and innovative enough, and also they raise money from those investors, so they have abundant cash, and they don't want this cash to be freezed in the banks. They want this cash to generate a very good amount of returns, and also they want to have the cash back at any time they want. So they may want to try our products, and we think we can penetrate these segments and also to let our products to be popular among these small and medium businesses. And eventually, we think we can build our products to be more reliable and friendly, and also have a promising growth rate to find a new driver and also a new engine of growth. Okay, so before we further illustrate our two-step strategies, we're going to let you discover the key factors in this industry. So as the case illustrated, and also according to our research, so there are two key characteristics in this industry, which are, first of all, you want to have low cost in managing your money. You don't want to pay a huge amount of management fees to the mutual funds or to hedge funds. And second thing is that we want to have transparency and trust in managing our money. We don't want some investment advisories to cheating us to make use of our money in incorrect ways. So we think the automation wealth management strategies or techniques is our core competence and also the principles that we want to stick to forever. We don't want to change this. And also the lack of the interaction with humans is still a drawback because we want to satisfy our customers with transparency and trust demand. And as for the future trends in this industry, we see that for the existing individual investors who are already trying our products, so this is a very niche market because for the Asian population, they are not brave enough to try our automated programs or products. And for the technical guys, this is just a small amount or range of customers, and we still need to satisfy their further demand for human factors. And for an undiscovered market for the company or business entities, we think, especially for startups, they have abundant cash, just as we illustrated, and they also have a low-risk tolerance, a high-risk tolerance, and also they are braver. So we think this is really a new promising and undiscovered market that we can target and we can try. So based on these characteristics, how does Wealthfront do in this industry? So as for the strength, we can see that this is a leading company in this industry. So it has many expertise in techniques, and also it has many developers and also coders in developing new products. And also it is a very reputational and famous brand in this industry that most of the people would choose this brand for managing their money. And also it has strong customer stickiness because once you use this program, you can feel that it is really a good program and you will stick to this product. But also at the same time, it has many drawbacks, such as the general drawbacks in this industry is that it lacks the human factors, and also it has a huge acquisition cost in acquiring those customers because you need to do massive advertisements and also you need to pour money to attract those customers to use your products. So we really need to find a new way to overcome this drawback. And the third thing is that the company has been experiencing slowing growth due to the competition from the betterment. So we think the key issue here is how can we add on more human features and how do we discover our new engines. So there are many options to go. There are many ways laying in front of us. We think you can see that this is a timeline of a whole investment process. First of all, you want to choose a product or an investment vehicle to invest your money. And then you want to invest and monitor and feedback. So in our point of view, we think that the core competence for our products is that our ability to manage your money, to invest your money in a smart way. So we think this nut cannot be managed by human. So we want to stick to the automation investment strategies in this process, which is the investment process. But as for the rest of the processes, we think that we can blend in more human factors to build a trusted community consisting of expertise investors and also developers, just as we illustrated. And also, according to the same rationale, we want to target the small and medium businesses. Okay, now let's welcome Vida to introduce more of our strategies for now.
Yeah, so I'm going to introduce how to defend our existing territories. So we want to introduce an idea of wealth community, and it's community with restricted human intelligence while maintaining our original business. We want to increase our education of investors while reducing the acquisition cost. So we still believe that the automation is our core technology, while we want to increase the human intelligence. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to increase the education while reducing the acquisition cost? I will introduce later on. So firstly, we want to introduce human intelligence, and so that is consultants in our words. So what's the criteria for our consultants and what are the objectives of introducing them? So our objective is to introduce human interactive while maintaining a trust for our investors. And our criteria for selecting them is firstly, they need to be certified, they need to answer questions about finance, about automation, and about technology. And secondly, they need to be communicative and interactive with our investors. They need to be willing to answer all the questions. And thirdly, they need to remain neutral. That is, they need not to provide any financial services or financial advice unless asked or paid. So let me repeat. They do not provide any financial suggestions unless paid. So what are the key functions of the consultants? We believe there are three key functions of the consultants. Please? Okay. So the first one is that they can educate people. So a lot of our investors are not actually financial related area. They might be the IT guy at the Silicon Valley. They might also operate a retail store. So if they are to use our product, so they need to firstly understand our product. So what is wealth from? So we want to open a webinar or some videos online to educate our investors about what wealth from is and how to use it. And secondly, they need to understand about finance. So we want to teach about some basic principles of finance through articles of our consultants online. And so secondly, because it's a community, so we can share and through this not only with our consultants but with also other customers. So our consultants can share their strategies, their real strategies that they're using with their own assets, so that our customers can see that we're trustworthy and we're willing to share our own strategies. And secondly, we want to share some insights about industries, about steel and coal and whatever industry and whatever news is going on here. And so thirdly, we want our customers to share their own investing experience. So what incentives can we provide to them? If they can have enough shares and have the articles enough read, we can provide them with a free consulting experience. And so thirdly, is the consulting services actually. This is not a very big part. It's only provided unless paid. So there are mainly two ways. The first one is to subscribe, and the second one is for one-time suggestion, just for something specific. And also, because it's optional, not obligational, so people can choose this, and people can choose their own consultants. They can read their consultant's resume online, and so that they can know that what they are doing and how they're going on, and so that they can trust the consultants that they select. So this is trustworthy and not reliable. So the impact of these acts is that people can better understand our company and they can build trust. And so, how are we going to reduce our costs and attract more customers? So I believe there are two steps. The first one is to attract, the second one is to convert them to pay. And there are three ways for us to attract customers. The first way is the traditional way of building a sales team, and also considers human intelligence. And the two more important ones, the first one is to people effect. There are a lot of people using our product actually in big companies like Twitter and Facebook. So if using word of mouth, so they can tell their friends, so there will be a huge potential for us. And also secondly, we can ask them to invite their friends to join our network. So it's just like Airbnb and Facebook and other social network. So we can provide them with free consulting service as an incentive for them to invite their friends. And also thirdly, it's for the online ads. We can put our video and webinar on the related website, such as YouTube or MOOC platform, so that more people can learn about our website. And also our services on some Wall Street Journal, so that investors can see us. So through these, we can attract more customers while reducing costs. And so how to convert them to pay, we want to introduce a bold idea. So that's our trial software. So we want to provide them with a virtual software so they can use their virtual money to invest in real situations and real context. And so they can have their different scale and different period. So for different size of customers, we provide 500, 10,000, and a million, etc. And also 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year, so that they can choose on their own, even for individual customers or for SMC. And so the impact of these is to build trust. So we can provide people with trial, just like people selling fruits, and I can invite you to have a taste, so that you can trust me. I'm a trustworthy person. And so the second one is to reduce risk. You can have a try, and then you can discover whether you like it or not. And third one is to convert them to pay. So people are actually more willing to pay once they have a try, and so that they can discover that it's a good thing to use. So third one, we can convert to pay. So through these acts, we can firstly educate our customers, and secondly, we can attract more customers. So let's invite Sandra to talk about our second strategy.
Okay, so our second strategy is to extend. We want to expand into a new market, which is the small and medium business market, and this market is of high potential and high feasibility. So first, let's talk about why do we choose small and medium business. We can talk from two rationales. The first one is this market is really of high potential. We know that in the USA there are many small and medium business companies and startups. These companies, they have a relatively large cash flow and they want to make some investments. But the traditional banks like Deutsche Bank, they don't accept such investment proposals because the amount is relatively small, and maybe these small business companies, they want to call back their money at any time so that they can boost their business plan. But the traditional banks refuse to do that because their period of holding this kind of investment is longer. And the second rationale is that all the demands of these clients are addressable by our product. These customers, the small and medium business companies, they require high liquidity, as we just talked about, and also they want some professional knowledge so that they can make the correct investments. And the third characteristic is that they want the investment to be callable. That is to say, when they want to enlarge their factories or buy some machinery, they want to call back their money, so that these three characteristics can all be met by our product. So based on the two rationales, we think this market is of high potential and also of high feasibility. So that is a suitable market for us to enter into. Okay, so now let's talk about how we can acquire this market's client, the small and medium business companies. We can do that by 3 steps. The first one is to build a sales team. The sales team can do two things. The first one is to do face-to-face interaction with the small and medium business company CEOs and core employees so that they can know about our software and how successful our investments are. And the second thing they can do is that they can show their similar background. When we choose these team members, we think they should also have some financial and IT background so that they can seem not to be very unfamiliar with our business. The second step is to contact through multi-channels, including incubators, startups, as well as some university-sponsored laboratories, because there are many startup and small business companies. And now, after acquiring the small and business, the third step of acquiring the small and medium business is to recognize through 4 ways. The first is show them the successful historical record, of course. And the second is to provide a trial period so that they can get used to our software and to know how user-friendly our software is. And the third is to provide some price discount to improve their incentive to buy. And the fourth one is to provide some free education to teach their employees and CEOs how to use our software. Okay, so after acquiring the small and medium business companies and provide our services, we want to retain them as our loyalty customers. And here are 2 ways we can do. The first one is to arrange some CRM meeting routinely, and that is the client relationship management. The CRM meeting can do 2 things. The first one is to provide some regular return report. Because when these small and medium business company CEOs, they see the numbers on the screen, they may not really understand what are the meanings of the numbers. So our CRM meeting will help them to understand what is the return and what is the meaning behind that and kind of thing. And the second thing this CRM meeting can do is do some risk preference evaluation. Because people's risk preferences are changing all the time. So we want to rebalance our portfolio based on the new risk level of these small and medium business companies. The second thing they can do is to provide a customized discount package based on the usage period of our customer, as well as the AUM they invest into our software, and also the length of the contract. Okay, so the final is to see what this strategy the small and medium business market can bring to us wealth from. In the short term, this strategy can bring to us both the strengthened client base as well as a stronger branding image within this market. And in the long term, when the small company they grow into large ones, they will become our current client base. And you never know whether a small company today will become Facebook and Twitter tomorrow. So now let's welcome Derek to talk about the wrap-up and financial stuff.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, after this long presentation, I know our strategies may be a little bit complex. So just let me do a quick wrap-up about what we are going to do. So actually, we are strong belief of AI, but our key target today is to add a limited human intelligence to build the trust and lower the cost. And secondly, in terms of our competitions, we try to find new engines for our revenues and get sustainable development. So based on these 2 key targets, we provide first defend our trust and lower the cost with our wealth communities, with the consultants. And the consultants, they can give the education, let users to know more about our brand, about our products, about how the automation investment can do. And secondly, to share about our strategies, share about the clients, our customers, maybe also in the community, to share the user experience in our communities. And then with our trial products, we can have a higher conversion rate and lower acquisition cost. And for our new engines, we try to target with the SMBs because we believe it's a big market with a strong demand to allocate their assets and generate return from their financial allocation. And secondly, they may be very busy and they do not know how to best allocate their financial assets. So we try to use our sales team to acquire them and maintain them, let them know how automation investment can be suitable for their business. And for our timelines, we can see that we have a lot of things that we can do from the start in terms of recruiting and try to form the team of trials and the consultant team, and also to develop our website and communities. And for SMBs, we try to form the sales team and who are experienced, use the lead to form a team who are very familiar with SMB business so that we can get it. And for what you can do tomorrow morning for our strategies. We think that first you can call a meeting to arrange 2 teams, one for consultant, one for the experienced sales team for SMBs. And secondly, we can form an IT team to start to build our website and communities. And in terms of financials, we can see that actually the business of our company, the AUM the growth of AUM has slowed down. So we believe the revenue driver of our strategy is to get a higher brand awareness and then higher conversion rate from our communities. And then for the cost, we admit our strategy is going to lead to higher sales and consulting costs and website maintenance. But at the same time, with our community strategies, the acquisition cost of clients is going to be lowered significantly. And for our SMB business, we believe it's a very big market and undeveloped market. So we believe that after our initial investment in terms of sales team and products, and maybe a little bit higher cost of our sales, which we believe is going to be affordable, but at the same time, with our effort, we believe we can get a higher penetration into this market, and finally drive a sustainable development. So finally, we believe that it is never a bad thing to compete in such a growing and vibrant market, but we are always a strong believer of the AI, and we believe the important thing is to find the right way, find the right people, find the right direction for our business, and we can embrace the bright future of artificial intelligence. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Steve, from Tsinghua University. And now I think we can begin the Q&A session. That's 15 minutes between you guys and the judges. So you can start now.
So you talk about offering trials, into this software in an education process, and you talk about conversion to pay. What's your contingency plan if we won't be able to convert those customers and pay eventually?
Yeah. We believe that first. We believe we want to emphasize that we believe that this community is maybe it is more likely to be in effect and take effect because we believe the community can attract a lot of people, and with these trials, maybe they can get to know how our products is really working and how it is good, how it can really generate good return for them, and based on that, maybe we believe they can try to convert into our really payment customers, and in this process, we would try to also to keep this high growth rate, to keep this in high conversion rate in terms for example, we would try to improve our trial and to try to get the users' feedback from our communities so that we can really know what they think about our automation investment. And based on solving these problems, we believe that we can give a higher conversion rate from the trial to final use. And also, even it really doesn't work as well as we thought before, so we maybe try to first, we do have the existing business, and which we think is going to at least work at the present. And also for the longer part, maybe for our SMB strategies, when we have for our 2B strategies, when we have the sales team in terms to the SMBs and also in terms of to the companies, we can try to get the channel from these companies and then use companies for recommendation ways to get a lot of people want to add into our communities, and secondly firstly to add into our communities, and secondly maybe to increase their conversion rate and to understand and use our automations. So the basic logic is that actually we do believe the product and the quality of our product, and it is also the key issue of our companies. We need to let people know, really understand or can get benefit from our product. If we don't, then our business is done. So based on that part, we believe that the important thing is to find the right people and let them get to understand our benefit. And finally, they will convert, or we will try to let them convert.
Question for me. It sounds like your community is online, your videos, your webinars, etc. Obviously, there's a lot of investment in terms of time, getting the right skill sets to actually put that material together. How are you playing that into your overall strategy? What's the differentiation for the company now in terms of attracting that specific market and these SMEs? What differentiates you from the competition in terms of the products and services? Other than the community piece, I get the online community, obviously you're trying to introduce that human element, but what else is there? What else are you thinking about in terms of stealing that market from the competition?
So thanks, man, for the question. So can I interpret your question as, other than this vertical community, how can we attract the small and medium businesses as well as the individual investors? Okay. So based on our understanding of the competition landscape in this industry, we think that for this company, Wealthfront, it has just mainly one big competitor, which is the better in this industry. And the major difference between these two companies is that the other company, it doesn't have a function or a feature to educate the customer, because according to our perception, or according to most of people's perception, those automated trading or wealth management products are still very mysterious and it's very risky. So most of the investors cannot reach out to this platform. So we think, so our top priority is to educate them. So that's why we invent this vertical community. And other than this, we think that our core competence is that our major automated trading strategies, because comparing to the largest competitor, we compare them together and we find that we just need to stick to our core competences and we need to be more user-friendly. Maybe we can launch more marketing campaigns. Maybe we can reach out to the university students, reach out to the startup founders or other innovative people to let them know that these products can help them to generate more money out of their existing money. So maybe for kids competitions, or maybe to support some university startup events, or maybe we can set up some local pop-up stops to let them try this. Maybe just register on your phone and to see how this thing works. So we think we just need to be more reachable and more friendly to let them know more about us, and we can show them all our core competences to unleash our potentials. Thank you.
The presentation is relatively light on numbers, but you're talking about setting up a marketing or sales team. You're also going to bring on professional advisors for the consultancy part. Did I understand you're also going to have relationship manager meetings and stuff like that? How are you going to pay for all this stuff? You're going to have to bring these people on board before you get a penny through the door. So how is that going to happen?
Our belief is that actually, firstly, we think our human intelligence model is maybe a little bit different from those our competitors, because from our understanding of their business model, their human consultant, they may be more focused on keeping a relationship with each individuals. The consultants is reachable for those individuals and provide the investment advisory for them. And in this process, there may be some problems of ethics and whether they can provide good advice. And for our part, we believe that first in the communities for the consultant part, they are mainly an option just for the people, for our customers, and they would need to pay no matter for subscribe one of these consultants, or to try to pay the one-time fee for these consultants, so that this part can be a little bit of this part, the fee of this part consultant may be affordable through these communities payment. And also for our sales teams, and in terms of SMBs, we believe that the market is really undeveloped and big, and what we need to do is to there are a lot of experts in the enterprise software industries who get a very good understanding of SMBs, what they want and what we can communicate with them. And based on that, we can start from trial and start from maybe scratch and try to get some typical and target enterprise customers. And with that, with a strong brand in this SMB industries, we believe the boom and the revenue from these industries and from the revenue generated from SMBs is going to cover the cost of sales team and cover the cost of maintenance team.
It's just add on one quick point based on Derek's interpretation. So Derek is saying that we can manage to be break even using our revenue sources, and also in terms of maybe lump sum payments at one time. We think as a tech company, we can raise capital from the market. You know, as the tech market or IPO market in the United States has been slowing down, but now recently it has been rising up. So we think we can get a huge amount of money from the capital market, and also maybe from our partners to get a term loans or maybe some other kinds of capital inputs. So
venture capitalists.
Yeah.
And one important way for SMB or for enterprise to be customers is that actually we can secure a long contract from these SMBs, which is different from individuals. So we may only cost or generate the lead to the cost at the upfront for the sales team, and then we can have the contract which will generate ARR every year to cover back for our sales team initial investment in their payment.
Just on the sort of the process generally, if I understood correctly, there was a phase 2 which involved sharing strategies, insight and experience. That's presumably insight and experience of your professionals, your investment professionals. And then if anyone wants tailored, bespoke advice on a specific investment, then they have to pay for that service. Isn't there a danger that people will take all the insight and information from your phase 2 and then go and invest on their own or through someone else?
So actually there are current some strategies of investment on some investment websites that we can see now, but actually it's not everyone can invest on their own. So it's some just basic strategies like short the long and long the short in the fixed income market. Some basic stuff like this, but actually stock market and hedge fund market is very complicated, and if anyone can just take a college course or just read the strategies online and become Buffett, and so I think it's impossible. So that's why people ask for advice. That's why people go to the banks or go to the financial intermediaries for advice and for personal advisors, especially for that. So it seems that not everybody can learn from the website. So the reason we want to put strategies online is to give people a basic idea of how to operate and how to trade in this financial market. Some people can learn from that and some cannot. For those who cannot, he or she can go to the private or personal financial advisors, consultants. So that's our purpose of setting these, and we don't think we're gonna put a lot of complicated and very inside trade strategies into this.
Do you think the startups and people that you're targeting generally have sufficient cash to invest, or shouldn't they be investing it back into their own business? If you were an investor in those companies, you'd want to see money go back into that business rather than being put into some kind of financial investment product.
Yeah. So of course these kind of startups, they can generate money from their business, and also they receive a lot of money from the Series A, Series B, this kind of financing. So when they receive a lot of cash, they want to put some portion of the cash into boosting their business, like buying machinery and recruiting labor. But also they have the incentives to generate more money using investments based on the money they get from the investors. So that is why we want to introduce this strategy to the small and the medium business companies. And actually, because their investment proposals won't be accepted by the traditional banks, because of the small size as well as their callable requirement. So that's why we think our product will meet the demands of these clients.
If I'm a professional investor investing in a startup, I can go and invest probably more money in more sophisticated investment products directly. I don't want my investee company going investing in small-time investment products like this on my behalf. That's just a waste of my money, isn't it?
Yeah, but the main components of our company is our very strong professional background. We recruit PhDs and we use passive investment strategy. So maybe within the small and medium companies, because we do know that we have different risk levels, some may pursue to do the investments by themselves. They want to make some active investments into corporations. But there are also a group of people, they want to make investments using passive investment strategy. And they know that they are not financial majoring, so they do really want to get help from such very professional and automation investment service from the wealth firm. So that's why we think there is a very large market that needs to explore.
And just to based on their her interpretation and to answer your question directly. So we think that there are two things to notice and emphasize. So first of all, whether using our products could be in line with the investors of these startups. We think that this is definitely in line because investing in our products means that a more efficient way of managing your money because you want to use it in short terms and also in long terms. There are always situations that a startup's running out of their money and they don't have further fuels to generate or to invest in their new products. So we think this is first of all in line. So and second, we think that our targets here, the SMBs, are not only those tech firms, but the small and medium businesses in every industries, even ranging from agricultural businesses, industrial businesses, retailing businesses. So maybe for those companies, they only have money lending from the banks. So there are no further or more strict restrictions on their covenants that how they want to use the money. And so maybe they also have such needs or demand to manage their money. So we think our products is fairly diversified in risks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tsinghua University.